Evening, everyone. Welcome to this evening's council meeting. If you haven't already, please silent your cell phones. City of Anamosa City Council agenda, regular session, Monday, January 13th, 2025, 6 p.m. Anamosa Library and Learning Center. 1.0 roll call.
From
Here.
Casey.
Here.
Cupid. Here. Weimer.
Here.
Dan Smith.
Here.
Number.
Here.
All 6 council members are present in chambers. 2.0 Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As we proceed through this evening's agenda items, I will announce the agenda item in its entirety. If you are the presenter of that item, you may come to the podium at that time, present whatever you are here to present. And afterwards, I will ask for public comment, at which time I would ask that you come to the podium, please state your name and address of residence. And then direct your inquiries with the council. 3.0 consent agenda, review and approve. There are 3 items listed. I will read all 3 items, at which time council can make a motion that includes consent, which will bring all 3 items up for discussion and one single vote. Or council can make a motion of any of the individual items. Item A, minutes from December 23rd, 2024, regular session. Item B, current bills. Item C, liquor licenses.
Move to approve consent agenda. I'll second.
Motion by Rich, second by Dan. All council now can discuss any of the 3 items. Public have any comment on any of the 3 items? Gina, would you conduct a roll vote, please?
Smith.
Yes.
Cupid. Yes. Weimer.
Yes.
Dan Smith.
Yes.
Gomber.
Yes. Yes.
Motion to approve consent carried. 4.0 public hearings, none. 5.0 proclamations, none. 6.0 postponed items, unfinished business, none. 7.0 current action items. 7.1 ordinance 965 first reading, amending the Anamosa Code of Ordinance by amending chapter 165.23 amendment 3 pertaining to supplementary district regulations fences.
The council should have the proposed amendments, which is in red. Everything, of course, that's in black print is the existing. This kind of made its way through planning and zoning recently. At the 2 meetings ago, they made changes that were very similar to this, but we had the city attorney review it, and what you see in front of you is proposed changes or recommendations to that. I can answer any questions that you have on it, but whatever's in red here is essentially the changes for this particular ordinance.
Move to approve. Second.
Motion by Kay, second by Rich. Council discussion.
Our city city attorney has reviewed this, and these were their suggestions.
Yes, these included, they weren't entirely his suggestions. We provided him with the proposed initially. There were some areas initially there was some verbiage that just was, they determined to be too vague and they wanted some more specifics put in here. So those were added and are part of the red language in here.
Thank you.
Anything else from council? Public comment? Gina, please.
Tukin,
Yes.
Weimer,
Yes.
Dan Smith,
Yes.
Lambert,
Yes.
Crump,
Yes.
Highsmith.
Yes.
Motion to approve carried. 7.2, resolution 2025-01. Approving and setting the dates for the regular city council meetings in calendar year 2025.
I would ask on this one, the only amendment, if the council so chooses, it was brought to my attention, under the further resolve, the second regular council meeting in May. Is that right? Yes. Be set for city council chambers, not the library and learning center as designated.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Todd, second by Dan. Council discussion. Public comment. Gina?
Weimer,
Yes.
Dan Smith,
Yes.
Lambert,
Yes.
Crump,
Yes.
Highsmith.
Yes.
Tukin.
Motion to approve carried. 7.3, discussion and possible action. Request from Jones Regional Medical Center, JRMC, to permit storage of an ambulance in the Anamosa Fire Department.
I'll let Stephanie take over pretty much. She'd reached out here a while ago, spoke to myself and Chief Frank about the possibility of storing I believe their new ambulance or a ambulance
Ambulance,
in the fire department's bay. I just said that we may have some questions. She's provided certificate of insurance and kind of a general rundown of what they're expecting. I believe I've forwarded most of that to the council, so there's anything else.
So I'm Stephanie Musser, the Emergency Services Manager here. So it'd be for Anamosa Area Ambulance Service to have an ambulance in the fire station on the cold months. It would need to be plugged in, so I'm okay paying a service fee for electricity or whatever that it is. We're just kind of hoping to get it out of the cold. We don't have a place to store it anywhere. That is ours per se. Hopefully a 5-year plan is to have something built, but again, that's in 5 years. So nothing now. We're hoping to keep 3 ambulances at all times. And then this wouldn't be on like an emergency service basis. The last time we ran 3 ambulances was Christmas night. We had to have somebody go out to Des Moines, so we called in a crew. So we have preparation, and then I do have a few staff that are on the Anamosa fire, so they also know how to get in there too. So I don't know all the logistics about how to get in there because I don't want all my staff to have the code of how to get in the fire station, because that's none of our business. I do have a lead, so I don't know if it's myself and my lead or what we do exactly, but I'm open to suggestions. Just want to know if it was a possibility.
And I take it we don't have a need for that bay at the present. Okay. I think it's a viable option for them to store it there until such time that we may need it. I don't know if that's ever going to happen in 5 years or not, but I don't know what the long-term plan is for the fire department on that side of things.
Dan Frank, Fire Chief. So now that we have the addition completed, we have a prearranged way vehicle set in the addition in the order that they'll go to a call. In the old part of the station, we do have 2 open bays. So the ambulance gets set in one of those open bays. Like Steph said, a couple of members are on the fire department, so they have access to that, and we get them access to get in the station. And it's also a good cross training on the fire department members knowing what stuff is on the ambulance and stuff. So there'd be some good training going on too with that. So
Okay.
Does the bay that you're talking, or do the bays that you're talking about have the necessary electrical?
Yes,
hookups?
yep. We have drop cords on everybody.
Well, I'd make a motion to approve housing the ambulance in one of the open bays until such time that we possibly may need it.
Second.
Motion by Rich, second by Todd. Council discussion. Public comment. Gina, would you conduct a roll vote, please?
Dan Smith,
Yes.
Albert,
Yes.
Crump,
Yes,
Case Smith. Yes. Tukin.
Yes.
Weimer.
Yes.
Motion to approve carried. Certainly is the neighborly thing to do, and it does increase the partnership between the city and Jones Regional, the emergency support staff. And it also works, sounds like dual purpose, Dan, with some cross training for the equipment that would be in need in said emergencies. 7.4, review and approve application from Lawson Wilson to join the Anamosa Volunteer Fire Department.
move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Rich, second by Brooke. Council discussion. Thank you, Stephanie. Public comment. Gina?
Albert,
Yes.
Crump,
Yes,
Case Smith. Yes. Tukin.
Yes.
Weimer,
Yes.
Dan Smith.
yes,
Motion to approve carried. 7.5, review and approve Board of Committee appointments for calendar year 2025 as recommended by Mayor Rod Smith. Was presented to you. Was just a carryover in a sense from previous year before. There were no modifications or changes. I thought the committee appointees worked very well with the individual committees, so there was no reason to make any modifications.
move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Rich, second by Kay. Council discussion. Public comment. Gina, please.
Crump,
Yes,
Case Smith. Yes. Tukin.
Yes.
Weimer,
Yes.
Dan Smith.
yes,
Albert.
Yes.
Motion to approve carried. 7.6, review and approve consent agenda. Pay request totaling $7,171.25. There are 3 items listed. I will read all 3 items. Council can again make a motion that includes consent, which will bring all 3 up for discussion and 1 single vote, or council can make a motion on any of the items. Item A from HR Green in the amount of $4,721.25 for the 3rd Street Sidewalk Extension and Street Project. Item B from HR Green in the amount of $450 for municipal engineering services. Item C from Snyder and Associates in the amount of $2,000 for the Flow EQ Basin Project.
I'll make the motion to approve.
second,
Is your motion consent, Dan?
Yes.
Rich, is your second included?
yes,
Motion by Dan, second by Rich for consent. Motion. Council discussion. Public comment. Gina, please conduct a roll vote.
Case Smith. Yes. Tukin.
Yes.
Weimer,
Yes.
Dan Smith.
yes,
Albert.
Yes.
yes,
Motion to approve consent carried. 8.0, city administrators report.
Just 2 things. The Iowa Association of Municipal Utilities, IAMU, conducted walkthroughs of the remainder of the city's facilities this last week. We've already kind of preliminarily met and talked about some of those findings. Most of them were fairly minor issues, but it was good to have somebody from the outside look at those and just see things that we don't see on a daily basis. So for the most part, nothing major. And the insurance company appreciated the proactive approach to this. Otherwise, all department directors have submitted their budget requests. We're going to be reviewing those and doing all of our preliminary meetings over the next week or so. And I hope to get all those finals to you before this next meeting so we can start looking at them and get into budget approval time.
Council, any questions or comments for Jeremiah?
Jeremiah, I have a question on the Dillon Military Bridge.
Yes.
Where are we at with that? Because I know it's a time factor.
Yeah, as from what I understand, it is still, it's pending, but it's kind of hanging out there in limbo with the Army Corps of Engineers. And forgive me, I forget. I think one other organization, there's some requirements as far as the historic status of that and what we have to do to meet certain requirements. There was a secondary review also being conducted on the potential for additional funding sources to renovate the bridge instead of remove it or change the location of it. But that is still uncertain because we don't know ultimately if we can acquire the funding sources to bring that cost down to what it would have otherwise cost for removal. Either way, both of those are still ongoing.
Anything else for Jeremiah?
Thank you.
On the walkthroughs that the insurance company did, will they be issuing a report on that?
They will be. We received the street department report. It was one of the first ones that was done. We received that already, but they're going to be doing one for each facility.
Could we get a copy of that?
Absolutely.
Anything else? Thanks for the report, Jeremiah. 9.0 Mayor and Council reports. 9.1 Mayor's report. I have nothing to report at this time. 9.2 Council reports.
I had my EMS meeting on Thursday. Biggest thing is at some point this year, I believe they're going to be painting. I think we're going to end up painting a water tower. We're still waiting for FAA response to whether or not we can just change the light or the lighting structure on it versus having to do a wholesale paint job. There's a significant price reduction if we can just get away with changing the light structure. But if we do that, we also have to get some variances. So I'll let you know when. FAA has been pretty slow to respond to our request for further information. But at some point, I would anticipate, in the absence of FAA response, that we will be painting a water tower at some point this year.
Todd, anything else to report? 10.0 Public comment for items not on the agenda. 11.0 adjournment. This evening's meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone, for taking time to come out with this evening's council meeting.